Hey guys, so here bringing you another video. Now welcome to another high rating spectate. Today we're watching Jayce, and just to get right out of the way, what player are we watching? Currently they're in Grandmaster, making their way to Challenger. They currently have a 56% win rate while they're in Grandmaster, so on their way definitely to being a Challenger player. And currently they're the 10th best Jayce in the world and the 3rd best EU West Jayce. So in the top 10 Jayces in the world. Let me just see how many are in EU West apparently. Meanwhile, level 1, not bad. The best Jayce is EU West, but I could find a game of his he hasn't played in the last few days. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, in the top 10, 3 of them are apparently EU West. So the reason for watching Jayce is he's one of my favourite champions to play. In Season 9, when I got Master, I did use Jayce to get myself to Master Promo. I don't think I actually played him in Master Promo, which is a bit weird, but he was the champ that did help me really get there, and I thought I can always learn more. We all can always just learn more as players. Ooh, what is going on here? So yeah, I thought I'd give it a watch. He's... Oh, he wants his lane to push? That's weird. The only reason you do that, if you watch where the lane's going to crash now, it's going to crash here, not here. I don't know what that was for. By the way, yes, there's a Kha'Zix mid, and he doesn't have flash, so that's a bit weird. Okay, I have no idea what that level 1 was. It makes it push to him. Oh, really? Honestly, again, as I've said, I'm streaming, by the way, if people are wondering. Let me know how, because in my mind, I don't see how that makes it push to him, because already it's pushing away, but because Jayce is auto-attacking. But yeah, feel free to let me know how that works, because I actually don't know. Anyway, Jayce going to push it. Well, he's autoed a lot, so it is naturally pushing into Vladimir now, at least. Meanwhile, Kha'Zix dies in mid, which doesn't too surprise me. And people saying the second wave for red side will arrive quicker to the blue minions, so then we'll... Oh, so it's about the second wave arriving first, and then that pushes it back. Okay. Again, I don't think it's going to happen this game, because the Jayce actually has auto-pushed it as well. But you can see so far, one thing that I'll always be able to tell I need to get better at is the Jayce actually has had perfect farm, I believe. If he lands these last 4 minions, including the cannon, which I think he probably will, yeah, he's going to have perfect farm. So that is something that I always know, that not even from watching like high rating spectates, I always can get better at. He missed actually a couple there, but his last hitting has always been a big weakness of mine. I can last hit a bit better if I don't stream, but considering 99% of the time that I'm playing League, I am streaming, it's actually hard to do better in that venue, because it is my weakness. So Jayce is just going to push it straight in. I'd imagine he's going to early base and probably go back and get tier, if I had to imagine, because tier is good. For Jayce, for scaling, so Mirror Mana, still a very strong item, and for champions like Jayce, who aren't known to have amazing scaling, it just kind of sometimes gives you that mid to late game scaling you're missing, but he's not getting it. I don't know if he buys it this game, I've got no idea, it's just a guess that he would. But in that instance, I imagine he probably could have afforded it. He bought a longsword and a boots and did not get an early tier. And because he didn't get early tier, I'd imagine he's not going to get it. Meanwhile, double TP down bot lane, going for nice 1 kill there. You buy one, you don't... Oh, snap! I don't know which one. I think the Jayce perfectly used his E and battered the Yuumi out of her W, so the Yuumi got killed as well. That was fantastic to see. By the way, yes, Vladimir also TP'd bot lane. Lee Sin is still around. Lee Sin going to go for the Karma. She's going to flash perfectly. Jarvan is still here. Remember, that champion got buffed. Oh, Jayce nearly getting that Lee Sin. He survives from the W shield. And this is an example of high rating. Like, I personally don't love this type of playstyle, because, again, that was literally, I'm not even kidding, in essence, I think the only person that didn't go bot lane then was Kha'Zix. So that was 5 blue team versus 4 bot team in bot lane at 4 minutes. I don't love that. It's roaming meta, sacrificing your lane meta. I don't love that, but yeah. Neon Moon just says, on the way that Jayce is going back to lane, I just want to say thank you guys, the community has as well. The community here is amazing and always brightens my day. That's a very kind message, Neon, and same back to you, my dude. We have a wonderful community, whether it be on the Twitch channel, the YouTube channel. Thank you all so much for being great people and making the world a little bit better. The world can be and is in a lot of places a poopy place, But if our little corner of the world, the Huzzy Games little corner, we can have a great community and share great experiences, then that's a big thumbs up from me. And hope you're all doing well. Anyway, returning to top lane, he has now bought that tier. Which I say, it does surprise me in some avenues, but maybe the logic behind not getting tier straight away is if you buy a tier, it gets rid of a lot of your early game strength because you bought a tier instead of damage. So maybe he wanted the damage, the longsword, the boots for aggression to try and get him an extra kill or so, and then buy the tier because he's now already ahead. Maybe that's the idea behind it. But yeah, I was a bit surprised when we didn't see it. Jayce, by the way, already quite far up in farm. Lovely combos. He's hitting his QE combo nicely. I think there will be a Jayce game uploaded, by the way, in the next few days. I've already played the game. And a big area in that game that I was doing bad in, and I'll fully openly say, I think I mentioned it quite a bit in that video, I wasn't hitting my Q. Which is, you know, kind of the bread and butter of Jayce is landing the Q, especially with the power gate or whatever the hell. Is it called power gate? Nope, acceleration gate. And that is something that I was very rusty at. And naturally, you are going to get a bit rusty at a champion you've played in a while. But still, nutting some good damage. Obviously, Vladimir can W to avoid a lot of stuff. But Jayce did pretty good overall. He is running phase rush. So Jayce, on average, uses Conqueror nowadays. But there are some matchups. Ooh, misses that Q. There are some matchups he runs phase rush, and Vladimir would be one of them. You need sometimes that extra movement speed to stay on a certain target, or even stay away from a certain target. So, for example, if I was Jayce against Darius, I would take phase rush to help me run away from a Darius. Against most champions, I'd take Conqueror. I'd take a Vlad, phase rush. Jayce, you can see nice pressure coming over to help. Lands the EQ, 2-level difference in the jungle right now. And, you know, this is where, as a top laner, you can have that pressure. He is backing up his invading jungler. He's not just staying top lane. He's not letting the Vlad go do it. He's doing it. So that's another thing that I like to see. And obviously that will help the Vlad recover the lane a little bit, but not a crazy amount. Another little tip, what you probably just saw there, if I'm not mistaken. A good tip for Jayce that I also have to remember if I'm going to play him a bit again. Whenever you go into hammer form, a really good thing for extra DPS is you press W in ranged, then swap to hammer, and it actually does affect your autos during your hammer form for the next couple seconds. Just a nice thing to know. Some people are saying what ability gives mana back. Technically it's the W, but it's the W in hammer form. Your auto attacks give you mana back directly. Jay's going to do a bit of an engage. Vlad just not really doing much. Taking the damage, taking the trade, not going well for that. But yeah, so auto-attacking in hammer form, when you have W leveled, gives you mana back. So I don't know if we can see it here. Probably not. Maybe he needs to be in hammer form. But yeah. Alright. Vlad pushing in. So, you know, Vlad arguably will outscale a Jayce, by the way. It doesn't mean, like, Jayce could never do good against Vlad in late game. Mistakes can happen if Jayce builds a really big lead. Oh, does it say there? Am I an idiot? Oh, it did! In the middle. Mercury Hammer passive. Jayce's hammer attacks grant 8 mana. I'm an idiot. I didn't read the middle one. I read the top and the bottom. There you go. Remember, Huzzy advice, read everything. Nice cube. So, again, just something very obvious to point out by a very good Jayce, top 10 in the world, top 3 E West. He's very accurate. He's landing these Qs. He's integrating the Qs at random times to make them less obvious. That's really good to see. He is a little bit on the back foot right now. So potentially I wouldn't be surprised if he could ask the Jayce, the Jarvan, yo, can I just get a gank to relieve this pressure? Because you might be like, you know, the health bar is still pretty good for the Vlad. Vlad's Vlad, you know, he has no mana. His whole kit, his resource is his health bar. But it seems the pressure is alleviated, he's going back. Lee Sin ganks bot lane, gets a kill. So it's Twitch Yuumi, by the way. Arguably one of the most satisfying things to kill in League is both Twitch and Yuumi, at least to me. Vlad's ganking mid. Syndra does know about this, and obviously Kha'Zix has to be careful. Not really sure why Kha'Zix is mid lane. I will look up the player if I can find it, because it would be interesting to know, is this something that this player plays, or what? I'll have a quick look. I'm a bit interested. So this is the Kha'Zix on the enemy team is a Kha'Zix main, and for the most part I can see mains it in lane. Yeah, he mains mid. Yeah, it's mid Kha'Zix. Occasionally top Kha'Zix. He does not jungle Kha'Zix. That's very weird. I will say, Kha'Zix launched, if people are relatively new to League, you may not know, Kha'Zix, you'd be like, oh, he's a jungler. Kha'Zix launched as a mid laner. I played a lot of Kha'Zix mid. I loved Kha'Zix mid. It hasn't been mid lane for about 5 years, but it did launch as a mid laner. It was all about the W, evolving W first, maxing W, and it did a lot of poke damage and then reset with the wings. But yeah, Kha'Zix was a mid laner. I probably would take Flash, personally. But yeah. Enemy team doing Dragon. So Yuumi seems to maybe abandon the Twitch and now is stuck to the Lee Sin, which is very joyful and very great. We all love that very much. But yeah, so they're putting a bit of pressure on the tower. They get some tower plates in mid, which isn't too bad. And now Jayce himself might be able to get a tower plate at least. He might actually go for a dive if this Vlad's not careful. Kog'Maw gets a solo kill in bot lane. That's really bad for the Twitch. And how's it going, Ace? Alright, so Jayce will be looking for more poke. Vlad needs to be careful, I'd say, at this health. If he doesn't land a W correctly, he could just get killed. Jayce has got his Dirk now. Bit extra damage, bit extra burst is going to come out. Bad basing area, that's going to get stopped. For sure, that's going to get stopped. He didn't stop it. Wow, I'm actually surprised Jayce didn't stop it. Yeah, Yuumi once again permanently stuck to the Lee Sin. Lee Sin, however, going to go down. Buy one, you get one, maybe free, baby. Yay, buy one, get one free. Let's go. It's becoming, people are saying, what is this Yuumi build? Apparently, it's becoming a little bit of a trend to buy Ludens on Yuumi. Apparently, I don't know why. I'm not going to say I agree or disagree. You know, generally I hate Yuumi, so I don't really care. But yeah. This is a really good steal. So this is something as well with me kind of tryharding again. When I build a lane advantage, I will just say I just played a game that I dominated lane. I don't want to give it away too much. I did actually steal a red buff here or there. That is something you should look to do. When you're that fed and you've got advantage, like Jayce isn't like fed this game. Like the Vlad hasn't died, but when you have pressure, steal stuff. Take stuff away from the enemy team because in essence, that's making them less strong. So Vlad has gone for an all-in. You can see Jayce is scared. He flashed away. So you can't sleep on a Vladimir ever. Like, you know, bite him in, you know, again, Yuumi permanently attached. Jayce is in trouble here. He has, again, look at the health bars. Yuumi was actually tanking the tower, but he goes down. And again, I hate Yuumi. But yeah, he goes down. So that's a mistake by Jayce. Lee Sin probably, like, if I was Jayce, you just stole red. I would have expected Lee Sin to be a bit salty about that. Oh, Lee Sin's probably going to come top lane to try and get that red buff. Jarvan going all in. Have heard good reports of Jarvan's strength, by the way, since his buff. Vlad's trying to bait out... Yeah. So Vlad was trying to bait out the ultimate and time his W, but he waited too long, so then he just died. So that's good for the Jarvan. Jayce back alive, has gone the Eclipse build, teleporting to bot lane, and this might go well. Oh, wait. Lee Sin with the Yuumi once again. And now there's 4 people bot lane. And actually bad TP because Lee Sin Yuumi was there again. But yeah, 4 people bot lane, including the Kha'Zix. So this game not actually... It's not a perfect game. The enemy team have got the first dragon. Yes, they're behind in gold a bit, but they're actually ahead in kills. Why are they behind in gold? Well, it's farm, a little bit of farm, and tower plates. So that's where the difference lies. But we'll see how this game goes as a whole. Blue team scaling, by the way, they scale up pretty good. It's rare to see a Syndra because she's actually a mage that I'd say has struggled a lot this season. Lack of mobility, can't roam, probably gets beat versus most of those 1v1 like assassins, like Kha'Zix weirdly and stuff like that. You know, this Kha'Zix not doing too good, but put her against a Silas or something like that, she's probably going to struggle, or a cat. But it's weird to see it, but it's good to see it, I guess. But yeah, so Jayce has gone Eclipse. There are a few options for Jayce. He can go Divine Sundra, by the way, which I believe is it's the second most popular item built. The most popular mythic is Divine Sundra. I think the most popular item built is Zhonya's, if I'm not mistaken. Meanwhile, Twitch size. Look at the damage. So Jayce's damage is now turned up. Vlad's going to go for an all-in and actually might have mucked this up if he's not careful. Oh, Jayce, not quick enough. I think Jayce probably could have won that fight, but it would have been close. But this is Vlad. You leave a Vlad alone. You don't absolutely annihilate a Vlad. He's an absolute monster. And now you're starting to see the Vlad catch up to the Jayce. So far, not the best game of Jayce. But can he like bring his mid game to like where Jayce can sometimes take over games? That is going to be the interesting point. Dragon is spawning in 32 seconds. Down there you can see the timers on everything. Lee Sin with Yuumi again in mid lane. And again, in theory, these two can't duo, by the way, because this is a Grandmaster Master game or Challenger game. So yeah, in theory, Kha'Zix has gone for the engage. Twitch has shown up, but they will just back away. But yeah, in theory, there's no duos. But it does, I don't know, it feels like the Yuumi might be duo with the Lee Sin, but maybe the common thing for a Yuumi is just to be put on the jungler 24/7, and it makes every gank a 3v1 at least. Meanwhile, they misposition the Twitch, so he goes down. Bad death by him, because that now opens up the dragon. Vlad might actually be dead here. This would be a great kill for Jayce if he can actually get this return kill. He died in the 1v1, and now the Vladimir gets killed. That's bad by the Vladimir, so that's really good. Yeah, so Zhonya's is not a mythic. Zhonya's is the most built item, I believe, in the game, and Divine Sunderer, that is a mythic, is the second most built item, which just shows how strong the item is if it's a mythic and still the second most built item. Big fight happening. Kog'Maw trying to survive. Kha'Zix is on him. Obviously, Kha'Zix cannot escape easily, and the whole enemy team will go down. So that's great by them. Jarvan with his Gore Drinker just having a bit of fun in the middle. And now that bad Vlad death, it is opening pressure. I'm surprised Jayce isn't just killing the tower, because Vladimir, in theory, could just teleport here, save the tower. So if I was Jayce, I probably would have killed that, but that's just me. Vlad is teleporting for the dragon. Jarvan gets it. Twitch tries to stop it. It's not going to happen. And now, technically, that's a bad Vladimir TP. So he's going to lose his tower in the end. And Jason this whole time is getting extra farm, extra XP. He should definitely make sure he's getting that. He did get it. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, true. In theory, Jayce doesn't want lane phase to end, but yes and no, because the lane phase hasn't gone perfect for the Jayce. He has died solo to the Vladimir, so it's not like, oh, I'm getting fed a lot. This is free. He is stealing the red, by the way, and the Lee Sin's there. He knows he's there. He's got vision. We're seeing the vision that Jayce has got, and taking away the red's really good. Second red this Jayce has taken away this game, so that's really good. And yeah, true. So denying the minions may be the bigger point here. The longer the minions are dying to it, the less minions that are going to end up over here that the Vladimir or whoever could just farm. That is a true point. I'm interested to see what the rest of the item build and actually the order would be. Is he going to complete Muramana next, or is he going to go a bit defensive? I don't know. Kha'Zix now top lane with that Gore Drinker. Which, you know, it does show sometimes the strength of Gore Drinker when assassins are buying it. Like, if you're not buying an assassin item on an assassin, that's a bit weird. But it's just the strength of Gore Drinker and healing still in League of Legends. It's a little bit silly. But, yeah. So Vlad is going to naturally go mid lane now. And they're going to actually end up both dead. Bad positioning by the enemy bot lane. Or friendly bot lane, I should say. Kha'Zix trying to kill the Jayce, stay near the minions, deny the isolation damage, and the Kha'Zix is now going to end up dead. And any second, there, has to use his flash, but gets a kill. Again, at one stage, like, if someone said to me, what do I think? Meanwhile, Jarvan, hello. If someone said to me, like, oh, Kha'Zix mid, triple kill for Jarvan, I would think it's kind of half trolly nowadays and a bit silly. But then, again, this is where it's not always about the champion or what even you're playing. It's about the player making it work. This player, obviously, is a much higher rating player than I am. Like, what rating is this guy? This Kha'Zix mid is a Grandmaster 640 LP player. Insane player. Like, way better than me in what he plays. So, like, some people are like, oh, Huz, you can't talk, he's better. But again, in the very specific example, this player can make it work. I wouldn't say the average player can. Much like we've had many conversations about like AD Sion. There's that content creator, the Balfs, I think his name is. He makes it work. He has a terrible KDA. He feeds a lot, but he makes games victories by knowing when to split push, knowing what to do. The average player is just going to feed on Sion and lose his team the game. So that's where I say it's not always about technically the champion. It's about the player. So no, like, if someone's watching this and getting inspiration to play Kha'Zix mid, again, feel free to give it a go in a normal or something, but don't expect you to pick it up and do amazing and suddenly climb with it. I think it's going to be a bit unique. Meanwhile, another TP coming in. Kog'Maw not dying. Vlad is on the Yuumi. Nice TP. You buy one, you get one free, and they get a double kill for the Jayce. So also worth knowing his build. Mirror Mana, second item. But what is I do want to make evident here, teleport. Like, there are some top laners that don't take TP, and you know, some champions can't really to do well in lane. Like Darius has to take Ghost Flash, for example. Teleport though is such a good summoner spell. Like it just truly is. It's very hard to say don't take TP. Syndra maybe making a mistake being alone, but is alive thanks to the Karma Shield. Baron is being started. Lee Sin's going to be about here, I would imagine. And the enemy team, the blue team, I think they're going to side. It's not worth it. Ooh, bad death by Syndra giving that shutdown. But they're just going to back out of it. Like, just completely back out of it. Mispositioning, EQ, double kill. Another double kill. Lovely accuracy. Good decision making. And that'll be that. So I do like the blue team, by the way. Stop the Baron. Why risk the game? You've got the momentum of the game now in your favor. Why risk a game? We have seen so many games of Barons turning a game around from a steal. When you're ahead, you don't need to risk it a lot of the time. If you want to get Baron, you're already ahead, you've all got items advantage, kill them first, then do Baron. Don't do it when a Lee Sin could steal it. Of any champions, Lee Sin is pretty good at stealing Barons. So, don't risk it. I like that decision making. But yeah, he did complete Mirror Mana, second item. He has got like these two, Longsword, Null Mantle. I don't know if he's going to go like... an item that that has fallen off completely this year is Hex Drinker and stuff like that. Like, it just isn't being built. Yuumi by herself, never mind. There's the Lee Sin and the Twitch. Jayce may be in trouble, but does get away in the end. A little bit sloppy there, but they are going to back out. Dragon has spawned Infernal. Vlad's TP taking a bit of damage from Syndra, taking more damage from Jayce. Jarvan engaging. Don't want to go too deep here. Yuumi's attached to the Lee Sin again, naturally, I guess. And that will be that. Seaman Guy, thank you so much, dude. 7 months Prime says, hey, Huz. Meanwhile, then I'll say in a second. Twitch gets caught. Jayce coming in. Vlad trying to escape with the Yuumi. Isn't going to. Double kill for Jarvan. You buy one, you don't get one free. There's no sale this time, unfortunately. And they're going to go back and do Dragon. Says, hey, Huz, watching YouTube every day and try to remember to throw my Prime sub each month, but actually catching the stream today. Hey, welcome, dude. Thank you so much for the Prime. It means a lot. Alright, so Baron might be the call now, and that's my point. After you've killed them, do Baron. Don't risk the Baron when you don't need to, if that makes sense. But it's very clean play. The Jarvan's obviously done fantastic too. Gore Drinker, Sterix Gauge is kind of like the typical Bruiser build of Season 11. Again, the enemy team is still in the area. The Lee Sin is in the area. This isn't a free Baron. I think they should be careful with timing. Again, don't do the Baron when Lee Sin's got Q up. Kill it when the Lee Sin's been bullied away. Again, Lee Sin is trying to make his way in there. Kill the Lee Sin first, and then you can do the Baron. Twitch is ulting. Jarvan is it? Oh, that was so good. So it was actually going pretty bad for red team, and actually it's ended not great, and this is where Barons can be a bit iffy, is the Kha'Zix was here, and I think it was Syndra on the dragon herself, and she died. Kha'Zix was then probably going to kill the Baron, so Jarvan goes back into the pit with Flash and smites the Baron to finish it. So that was actually a pretty good play. Again, sloppy, arguably unneeded to risk a game that much, but still, not bad. So Jayce has decided Lucidity Boots is holding the Null Mantle, is not using it, and now is going for the anti-heal item, which I would say is quite effective. You're against a Vladimir. The enemy team have got 2 Gore Drinkers. They've got a Yuumi that heals. Yeah, anti-healing is quite good, I would say, this game. And, you know, third item, I can't remember what it's called. Is it Lord Dominic's or is it the other one? Like, it's actually a pretty good item. It's a high damage item, so it's not actually a bad item to get third or fourth item nowadays. It's pretty decent. And yeah, so it will help you do damage for sure. Mortal Reminder. Thank you. Alright, so now with Baron, you'd expect blue team is now going to start sieging. Again, the negative, I would say, of Kha'Zix mid, especially with no flash, is he's going to be terrible into siege. Like, terrible. So in theory, like, just kill the inhib. You've got an open inhibitor. I can't even remember when they got that. Kill the inhibitor and then opens up the whole map. So look at the burst. That's Twitch just one-shotting nearly a Kog'Maw, pretty much. Somehow everybody on the enemy team got an assist to that, but the inhib will still go down. Look at Jayce damage. Very nice. And yes, they've lost Kog'Maw, but they do get the inhib, which is great. How's it going, Light Halo? Yeah, I'm not really sure why Kog'Maw was frontlining there. That was a bit odd, especially for what is a Grandmaster type game. But it does show people don't play perfectly, even in Grandmaster. Jayce is looking for a trap. Is he? Okay, no, it's got vision. Or if it doesn't have vision, Lee Sin just guessed. Hitting a Q, extra damage. But yeah, not bad. Again, so the takeaways from Jayce, I will say, have I learned anything particularly new from watching this Jayce? Probably not, to be honest, from like memory. I just like his aggression level. I like that he's stolen 2 reds. He's a very clean Jayce. He's mechanically good. He's mechanically accurate. Lands that Q and does get the flash. Yes, you can flash Jarvan ulti. It's just very clean. So this is what I would aspire to with me starting to play Jayce again a bit more, is to bring the level of cleanness up, be more accurate with the Qs, better with the gate. I have a tendency to gate too far away from me in lane, and that kind of slows down actually the Q for reaction time and stuff like that for the enemy. Makes them be able to dodge it easier. So that's something I know I need to improve on too. So if you watch this Jayce, a lot of the time the gates... Whoa, look at that Kha'Zix damage. One shot. So this is the point that I've actually made a few times, is I hate that playstyle in League. Invisibility, one shot. I don't think there's much skill to that playstyle. And I know some people may not agree with me, and that's fine. But, like, where's the counterplay to that? I guess the counterplay is don't be alone. But it just seems a bit meh, again, for me personally. Let me know what you guys think. But it's just kind of like, oh, great. He got one shot and he didn't even know it was coming. Nice. Like, at least with Rengar, there's a big warning that he's on his way. With Kha'Zix or other stealths in the game, there is no warning. Twitch is gone, apparently. Reconnected, he's back. So yeah, that's what I would say. I don't know. So they're going to start sieging. They don't have Baron anymore, I don't think. And Jayce is going to spawn. He does have TP, so he can TP. He is. So he's going to TP down to bot lane to back up his team. Arguably, are they going to continue sieging? Is it worth that teleport? Yes and no. The reason why that's probably okay, you know, they're not sieging anymore, but Infernal Dragon is spawning in 10 seconds. So I don't mind, to be honest, that TP. So there's something invisible there. Again, Lee Sin gave away Twitch is invisible, or somebody was. Because he's W to nothing. Or it was a ward that they couldn't see, maybe, actually. But Dragon's being done. Red team not in position to actually do anything about this, so that's good. And again, what I like to kind of make people notice is look at all 5 of blue team is there for the dragon. This is how much value there is on dragons in League still, is don't be that guy that never groups a dragon. They are important to do. What I would find weird if blue team group mid. The question somewhat is why. They already have the inhib. You could use the super minion pressure to siege bot lane at this time. So it is a bit weird unless they're like, dudes, let's just go mid, kill them and end the game. Which is possible, but I just doubt it. By the way, Jayce didn't complete his item. Vlad is split pushing. I've always said, and I've always found weird, you probably have heard this before, the most, you know, there are some players that just love split pushing, and for the life of me, I have seen so many Vladimirs split push, and for the life, I do not understand why any Vladimir would split push. It's always confused me. Like, maybe, again, you're trying to get extra gold, you're trying to get income, etc. But I have seen some Vlads have a split push playstyle, and he has an AoE ultimate for one, and his AoE ultimate, of everything that gets affected by a Vladimir's ult Hemoplague, takes like 10% or more extra damage while the plague is on them before it goes pop. That's a lot of damage that he's giving extra to his team. So it's very weird to see a lot of Vladimir's side lane. Again, occasional side lane, sure, but I have seen actually quite a few Vladimirs like play as split push, and it's like, eh? It's very weird. So Baron once again is being called questionable. Once again, the last Baron was close. Jarvan only got it because he flashed back into Smite. But again, why risk things? Now, there's the Vladimir TP. It's actually quite far away, but I don't think they can do Baron in time. But what they can try to do is look for an engage. Remember, Kha'Zix has got no flash, so if you catch him out, either you're going to get his jump, and then he doesn't have jump for ages, or you'll just kill him. So Kha'Zix is going to be quite a priority target just to catch and pick, because of the lack of the flash. but we'll see how it goes. So Jason's taking damage from somewhere. He has okay, so he actually hasn't got his the anti-healing item yet, by the way. He's gone Grudge. So Grudge is a fantastic item. Many Lucians are now using this item. They've realized it's incredibly strong. Jayce is good with this item because, in essence, every single long-range EQ that you do, you're now slowing that opponent as well. It's great. So he actually, instead of completing his anti-heal item, he went for Grudge, and then he probably will go the anti-healing item next. So again, the Baron is being started, stopped, started, stopped. It's on that 5,000 health range. They need to be careful. Look, boom, slowed. Kha'Zix has to be careful. And they're once again not completing it. Oh, they're getting caught badly. This Kog'Maw's positioning has been pretty dreadful most of this game. Pretty bad so far. Jayce gets the kill on Vladimir. They're now going to get caught, does most of the blue team. An advantage, let's be honest. Oh, Lee Sin. Look at the damage from Jayce. Pretty good. Nice damage. Again, Yuumi probably will heal everybody in about 3 button presses. What can Syndra and Jayce do, if anything? Let's see. Are they going to do anything about this? Kha'Zix is probably here. They should stick together. Don't give the isolation damage. Look at that Q damage. Woohoo! That was nice. That might stop the Baron. Teleport coming in. That is Kha'Zix. If an instant stun into the death. Lovely. And they're not doing Baron anymore. Very nice. Stops the Baron. That damage from Jayce, you guys can see, is very nice damage. Yes, it's a Twitch, so he's a squishy target. But other champions wouldn't do that much damage in arguably one boom spell. So really good to see. And this is just the standard item build for Jayce. Again, as I mentioned, you can Eclipse or Divine. You can swap around depending the matchup. But yeah, not bad. I'm surprised, again, not completing the anti-heal item. Has got that stopwatch, which would indicate he might be getting a GA. Potentially. Someone's saying, opinion on Horizon focus on Jayce. I don't think that's a thing. That's an AP item. And Jayce is not AP. Anyway, again, be very careful positioning. The Kog'Maw has had a tendency of getting caught this game quite badly. But it looks like they're okay at this stage. Jarvan looking for the Vlad. Vlad knows he's got caught, so he's going to go for a full engage. Can he kill the Kog'Maw? No, he can't. The Jayce does get the kill nicely to save the Kog'Maw. Or, again, Kog was probably not dead then, but it is good to obviously just help it out. Jayce breaking the 10 kill barrier and taking over the dragon area once again with 10 seconds to go on the dragon. And yes, this is going to be the Infernal Soul complete. I would be surprised if Lee Sin completely gives this up, because if they get Infernal Soul, I mean, the game probably is over. And yeah, so he doesn't even go for it. There's no steal attempt. They're nowhere near. So this, yeah, it's going to be... Oh, Kha'Zix going for a very odd... Yeah, very odd attempt. And, you know, that's kind of, I guess, the playstyle of this Kha'Zix is to look for those picks that he thinks someone's alone. So he's like, oh, Syndra's definitely alone. Go for it. I don't know. That was a bit weird. But I guess that's how you have to play this. Well, you have to play Kha'Zix, not just mid Kha'Zix. That's how you have to play Kha'Zix. Oh god, someone's alone in mid to late game. I have to try and one-shot them. Oh god, they weren't alone. Meanwhile, Lee Sin getting caught, will flash away, does get away, but that's going to ruin any potential on stealing the Baron. So now Infernal Soul, Baron. Now you just siege mid lane together. Lovely EQ with then the engage. Look at the Vladimir burst. Wow, without the ranged Q, just melee burst. He nearly gets one shot to the Jayce. So that does show the power of Jayce. A lot of damage, yes, also with Infernal Soul. Jayce is actually going to go side lane. I don't completely disagree with this, but maybe you should just group mid. I don't know. Unless you're going to do that, back out, meet the Jayce here, and then that's fine too, I guess. All right. Which is what they're doing. That's not too bad. Arguably, if Jayce went mid, they might have been able to just try and end the game. But this is the safer route, so I don't mind it at all. I want to see an EQ hit on the Twitch. All right, so here comes the engage attempt. Vladimir, bit of an iffy one, to be honest. Lee Sin gets the kick on the Kog'Maw. Doesn't go well. Kog'Maw is just going to turn, do damage. Jayce is in the area with the Jarvan, and they're all dead. Kha'Zix trying to get a solo kill, gets exhausted, doesn't get the one pick that he needed. Again, this Kha'Zix does not run away at all, practically. Like, he'll always be in the general area. People are rage quitting, which you kind of... Nice EQ, does get the kill. It's quite common to see people just leave the game before the game ends. And that was really good. So what I'd say with this Jayce, I've learned. It is something that I didn't buy when I don't think I bought this item myself when I played Jayce the other day. This video will be uploaded before that video. So that is definitely an item that I need to pay attention to, is Grudge. But honestly, it was just really, really clean play. And that's something that I could definitely improve of. Is just, well, that's going to come with playing Jayce more, is play him more. You're going to get better mechanically. You're going to get cleaner. Good decision making, and a lot of TPs, like TP bot lane, TP mid. Be involved on the map, not just be in the island of top lane. But that was really good. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, do throw a like on the video, throw a comment, throw a subscribe, and yeah, do expect Jayce play very soon. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace.